I had to turn off the music. I wish the buttons were like right next to each other, make it easy for me. But hey, Kohila, I'm so excited to have you today. You know, Action Takers Publishing. You've published your second book with us. And this book is really for that person who is, you know, from my understanding, you please correct me if I'm wrong. This is for that person who's been in the teaching field and is basically like fed up. That's how I see this book is, you know, a person who's ready to get out and they don't know really how to get out, what steps to take. You know, how do I exit? How do I get out of this system and make my own money, make my own way, and help more children? So, welcome to the show, Kohila Sivas. She is the founder of what's the company that you're founder of?
Success Codes and
The
Math
Success Codes. Success Codes and Math Codes. And the book that we're launching right now today is The Teacher's Epic Exit Plan. As you can see it right behind her in that picture. And so, Kohila, what was it about when you were teaching? We'll get a little bit into your story in a second. But what was it about when you were teaching that you were like, you know what, I got to get out of there and I got to do something different and see if there's something different that I can do, and how can I be successful at that?
Yeah, for me, it was the failure of not able to help all the students the way I wanted at a deeper level, and I always went home kind of empty. It's not fulfilling day after day. You know, I could help a student more than I can, and as teachers, we're all always feeling that way because we know that child needs more or this child needs something else, but we have to deliver the curriculum, and we have a testing to look forward to. So we're just moving and we're just applying one fits all model mold basically. So it was just empty, and I didn't want to trade for a little paycheck rest of my life. And then what am I going to say? I failed like thousands of kids, and you don't want to be part of that equation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point there because you can only help so many. And as a lay person, because I'm not in this field at all, and from my own perspective, it would seem that the child who needs the most help is possibly the child who's getting the least help because I'm imagining that a lot of teachers really want to help those that are going to excel, and then those children get left behind. Is that the case in some instances?
It is, but right now, more and more it's behavior. The teachers are, basically they're not even teaching at this point. They're socially, emotionally, since the COVID, there's just a big gap, and kids are just displaced, right? They're not in their normal routine. Their routines have, changed over the past years, and we just went ahead as nothing has happened. So more than
Hmm.
ever, teachers are struggling to, do I focus on the, missing gaps, or do I focus on their emotional social needs? Where do I focus? And I only have this many hours, and I have to deliver this curriculum. And then on top of it, there's a testing coming. I need to get these guys prepared, and they're not prepared. So
Wow.
it's a lot on their hands right now.
Wow. What do you see, you know, if you can share like your vision of the school system in the future? Do you see, because the work you do, we'll talk about the work you do in a minute, but do you see the work you do as being able to play a big part in the transformation of school systems worldwide? Or and maybe because you're in Canada, I'm in the United States. So how do you see the work that you do affecting in a positive way the school
Yeah.
systems?
I think my vision for the school system is that the kids do all of their academic subjects online and have a learning success coach by their side, and they go to the school for social and their physical education or the social aspect of it, or art class where it's more you need to be in person. The academic subjects, with the chat GTP and all of this, we can just learn so much, and kids can learn so much online on their own. We don't need to force them to sit in a class and they're bored.
I was one of those for sure. As I look back in my own days, back in like junior high school and stuff, that was all about socializing. I didn't really care about the academic side of it. And I definitely was not guided along that path myself, because I think I was one of those in-betweeners that really wasn't paid much attention to because I wasn't the high achieving, really excelling, but I also wasn't the troublemaker. So I feel like maybe it's possible I kind of got lost in the system a little bit. And of course, I'm okay with that today because of what I'm doing and, the success that I have today. But, but it really would have been nice to have some sort of support back then in those days. And so, why don't you talk about the Teacher's Epic Exit Plan, what that's all about, how you came up with the idea of writing this book, and who it's going to help and how it's going to help them, like all of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's going to be helping teachers or any educator for that matter. But the most important thing, I'm in a loud place, so most important thing for teachers who feel like they're stuck, I just want them to read the book and see the opportunity that's waiting for them on the other side. You're not stuck unless you allow yourself to be stuck, right? Yeah, so that's
That's
the power
big.
of the book.
Yeah.
And
So you think about, oh,
there's stories in the book that
yeah.
people that I have helped, that I just wanted to inspire teachers. And even if they don't leave the classroom, I just want them to see that there is a way to do what they're longing for, which is to help their students in a meaningful way. And there's a way. And I want them to read it and know it, and they leave or not, but I want them to know that it's
Yeah,
possible.
and that's big because I would imagine that the vast majority of teachers did not get into it for the money. They got into it to help as many
Sure.
kids as possible, and now they're stuck in this system, like you said, because it's like you're teaching kids to the test instead of teaching them, everything that they could possibly learn, and so it's very interesting how this all works. And you said something I think that is very important is you're not stuck unless you allow yourself to be stuck. And this is with anything in life, teacher or not. You're in a job and you're stuck, you're in a relationship and you're stuck. That word stuck, like I'm stuck here. We're not stuck anywhere. It's up to us. It's our decision to make. And so if you're feeling stuck, really look at that and see, how can I get out of this situation that I'm feeling stuck in? Or guess what? You're going to repeat that pattern. You're going to continue to be stuck, and that will be your life. So it's a choice. As human beings, we get to make choices every single day. So the Teacher's Epic Exit Plan, what I love about this, I've read the book several times, and I love about it because it really gives practical advice to teachers about, the steps that they can take. And then also about, like she mentioned about, the mindset, like for you to believe that there is more out there. Whether you take the steps or not, of course, is up to you. But it's really about helping you to believe that there is more out there. And she gives some really great case studies, testimonials inside of the book from these different teachers that were struggling, and now they're very successful with this program. So why don't you talk to us about the program, what it's all about, and how somebody can join you in the program?
The program is 8 weeks long. It's a certification program. The teachers can work while they're working in the classroom. It doesn't take a long time to finish the course because it's not a course. I always say it's a training. So, which means that I've already done the steps for you. You just have to take the steps. And I guide you. And we have now over 80 coaches since last March when I started
Wow.
this, because at that time, I needed to employ teachers to help me with my business, but I took the path of empowering the teachers because I didn't want to be that middle person running a tutoring or coaching business. Now my teachers become learning success coaches. At the end, they get certified. But another very cool thing about here is that they don't lose any of their skills. In other programs there, or if they change a career, they might lose all of their certification, all of their experiences. Here they bring all of it and they merge it with my methodology of coaching, and then we get a signature program out of it. So it's more powerful for them to, like, it's almost like a rebirth for
Oh,
teachers, and,
that's
and an
awesome.
opportunity to work so close to the students and see results. And then all of my coaches are able to feel like, okay, I can do this, I can make this full time, I can make this a stable income, and then they tell me that they want to quit. I never tell anyone to quit. You can still work, because I only tell my program is like part-time hours.
Hmm.
After, even you only work with 12 to 20 students maximum, right? So you can still work in the classroom, but I just want my all the teachers out there to feel I have a choice, I have a voice, I'm not stuck. There is options. There is an option for me to work like I want, and also get paid, right? Because teachers don't get paid for the hours, because some teachers that I've talked to put 100 hours a week.
Wow. And I know that there's a lot of teachers too that put their own money into it, right? Buying supplies for the kids, and because there's just not enough support within the different school systems, no matter which school system I imagine that you're in, that this is the case. Why don't you share with us one of the success stories that, one of your clients has had? Because I know you've had many of these success stories, but why don't you pick one of them? Like, da, 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 which one should I choose? Pick one of them and share it with us. Like, let us hear that story of how this has impacted, one of your teachers.
Yeah. One of my teacher was working with 250 students online. She only knew them by name and number. She did not know them more than that, because how can you serve 250? And they were going to add another 100 to her caseload when she started with me last year. Now she works with 7 students. And you should see the transformation that she has gone through. I always tell her, I wish I took a picture of you then, when we started last March, and now. And it's a totally different personality. She's so confident. She's like proud of what she's doing. Before, she was just like sucked into this 200, 350 students workload, just marking and failing them and just feeling like, what is the point of this, right? So that is big deal for me, going from 350 to 7 kids. And she quit her job. She no longer worked with them, and she's got 2 little girls, and she was spending so much more time with them. It's a totally different lifestyle. It's like, that's why I say you find life work balance. And then yesterday, one of my coaches was in the airport. She sent me a picture how she's coaching and traveling. It's not location bound, right? You can do it from anywhere you want. So that just adds to people, always we want to travel, but we're just kind of location bound. This business goes with you as long as you have internet.
That's fantastic. What I love about that is, just first a question related to, you said 250 and then 350 students. With those 250 or 350 students, was she even able to impact positively 7 lives of those students?
No, nothing.
Yes.
She was just the police trying to ask them, where's your assignment? Can you do this? Can you do that? She was just monitoring them to get their work in, and they won't do it. And she has to take them into the summertime and get them to hand it in. It's basically babysitting them to get it in. But are they learning? It was why she was so empty, because she wants to make a difference. There's
Right.
no way you're making a difference. No.
Wow. And then with the learning success coaches, the team that you're building, having 80, congratulations, that's fantastic. I remember when you only had 1 or 2.
Yes.
So it's like, what a huge transformation for yourself, and having this idea and putting it out there. And so you mentioned also with the success coaches, how their own life is transforming, but it's also helping to transform other kids' lives. Are there a lot of parents out there that are looking for this kind of help for their kids? Or are most people like having their head in the sand, and they don't see the problems in the school system? What's your view on that?
Yeah, I've been doing it over 12 years. There's an education part to the parents, because they do not know. They think it's tutoring. It is not tutoring. It's more than tutoring. I say it's not tutoring. It's more than teaching. It's holistic coaching. So when a child needs to learn, you can't just teach them math. You have to look at the whole child. If they're not feeling well, you're not teaching math. It doesn't go anywhere. If they don't have the right mindset, you're not teaching them math. You have to look at other areas of life before you can teach any subject. And what I learned over the 24 years working with over 1,600 students is that when you holistically work with the child, and when they trust you, they will work for you. Like all my students always say, I don't want to disappoint you. But I never told them that. They want to do well for me, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of the relationship part of coaching, right? Which teaching we
Yeah.
can do it. We want to do it, but we can't do it though with that many students, 36. Some of them have 100 students because different classes, right? It's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're just busy running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and just trying to, fill in the blanks. And so that's fascinating. I love how you're doing what you love, and the type of work you do, helping other teachers to get out there and do this same type of work, being able to make a positive impact. And these impacts create a ripple effect. This ripple effect, from these young people who are learning these skills, these techniques that you're teaching them, they're going to be able to carry these into their whole entire life. And so it's not going to be like me at age 51, where I finally find somebody who helps me, a coach. They're starting off young, and they're seeing the value of working with people who can help them to advance. So congratulations on the work you're doing. You can get a copy of her book, The Teacher's Epic Exit Plan, on Amazon. Go ahead and purchase it in the country that you're located in. And right now, Kohila, I think you're at number 20 in the US. So that's fantastic. Nice. Number 27 right now in the US. So, let's do our best to help her to hit that number one. This is a really great book. And, for anybody who is looking to get out of the rat race of, the school system, this is definitely a book. Buy it as a gift for your friends, for your family. If you have family that's, in the teaching business, buy this book for them as a great gift. So everybody get out there, make your purchase, The Teacher's Epic Exit Plan by Kohila Sivas. You can get that on Amazon.com. And Kohila, thank you so much for showing up. I know you're traveling right now. She's on her way to California. I'm going to get to meet her in person. I've known you for like 3 years now, I think. And I finally get to meet you in person. So I'm so excited about that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Safe, safe travels, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Bye-bye now.